Hey everybody, my 16 and welcome to another top 10 video. Basically, this will be top 20 of, well, games I would believe that's coming to the Nintendo 64 Classic, the N64 Classic Edition, which has, well, you know, kind of gonna be a thing anyways. So, these are the 20 games I believe will be on the N64 Classic. Now, really quick before I actually get started into the, well, top 10 and top 20, whatever, I want to say that they have not announced of how many 64 games are being going on to the N64 Classic, or even if the N64 Classic is real or not, which they kind of have and haven't really announced, but still. So, I'm only going to say 20. Yes, there are so many other possibilities for other games making this list. That's not going to be on this list. I am sorry. I looked at my own catalog of N64 games. I looked up other top related N64 games to get some kind of an idea. I went off from Torquely, IGN, GameSpot, just literally every single person I can think of, from just online reviews, top 10s, Watch Mojo, just anything. I was just kind of like, okay, that makes sense, you know. I wanted to get the best perspective in mind throughout the history of the Nintendo 64, including my own personal preferences, including other people's preferences, not just my own, because there's some games on this list I would love to see on the N64 Classic, which is not even on my list. I can say 2, for example, is not going to be on this list because of, well, reasons. So the first one's not going to be on this list. It would be Conker's Bad Fur Day. I would love to see it on this thing. Trust me, I really would. But I just not seeing that the whole Rated M for Mature thing's going to go on there for other games as in Doom and I think Perfect Dark. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Because I do have one shooting game on here. One. Or no, well, 2. But still, you know, kind of predicting the whole thing if Conker's Bad Fur Day is going to go on here or not. But if it was, I would for sure put this on this list. Including the other one I want to say that I would love it to be on the N64 Classic, but it's one of my favorite games on the 64, but I don't think it's going to be on the 64 Classic, is a Bomberman Hero. There is another Bomberman game on this list, by the way, but it's not Hero. So I will say that. But anyways, the other thing I want to mention is that if, like I said, if it's not 20, it could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 30. I don't know. These are just, you know, 20 to 10 games I want to see on the N64 Classic. And most likely, maybe you too. I have seen a lot of lists that kind of basically almost match mine. So, I want to see what you guys' opinion is on it. So, you might hate me, you might love me, you might just, like, agree with me or completely, I don't know, not. So, let's get into it. So, before the one more thing, actually, I know how the whole SNES Classic was in. They announced something that was never released to us in North America, or really anywhere, was the Star Fox 2, right? So if they were going to throw in a curveball like that again for the N64 Classic, I would love to say Earthbound 64, you know, that canceled somewhat game that got converted to Mother 3 on its Game Boy Advance. I would love to see that. Of course, there's a bunch of other probably canceled or whatever games from the N64 era I'm not even aware of. But if not, the biggest thing I would say is the Nintendo 64 DD disc drive from Japan, which is only available in Japan. I would love to see that on the Nintendo 64 Classic, the N64 Classic, putting into games as in that, you know, used it, or even have games that was only on the on the disc drive. Sorry, the N64 DD, as in I think Mario Studio was one of them, with the whole Mario Studio series, like 4 of them or 3 of them, whatever it was. The whole F-Zero X expansion kit and everything else. I would love to see just anything that was N64 DD exclusively on the N64 Classic, and you could have it just as that alone, you know, like having it as a new game, just like New Games Plus or something like that. So I'm kind of taking that one part from Re-Res, if you've seen his or not, but still, here we go. Number 20. Number 20. Okay, you might hate me on this one. It is GoldenEye 007. Now, wait a minute before you start hating me. GoldenEye 007, I have checked it out, okay? Like I said, to me, it wouldn't even be on this list. It really wouldn't be if I had to pick Conker's Bad Fur Day on here. I really wouldn't have, or really wouldn't even put it on here. So, GoldenEye 007, yes, I get it. The whole nostalgic thing and the whole people playing it for 4 players. Now, here's the thing. I don't know anyone in nowadays that might get 4 people, 3 other people, to play with him to play, you know, that game. Including, let's say that the N64 Classic even supports having 4 controller ports. Because, well, hopefully it should. It should make sense that it does. Because that's what the whole biggest selling thing was, other than the colors and all that. So I'm hoping it kind of does, you know. Of course, that's like the big part. And of course, no one ever talks about the story other than like the first 2 missions. I personally haven't ever really played GoldenEye 007. I didn't grow up with that game back in the day. I knew about it like way later on in my life. Like I don't know, like wait, I'm only 24 right now. So I would say like when I was like 16 or something, I learned about the game. It was just because the reboot was coming out of GoldenEye 007 on the Wii. So, and then it got reloaded on the, well, you know, the 360 and PS3. But still, GoldenEye 007, I understand. I actually played it. It doesn't hold up as much as other games. I would say the same thing with Perfect Dark, but I'm just saying that because it's not on the list. I'm sorry, Perfect Dark is not on the list. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm sorry, but yeah. Alright, number 19. This one's I'm kind of cheating. It's gonna be the only one I'm cheating, okay? Kinda. So, I wanted to put a puzzle game. Not just like, oh, I want to put one on here. I like 2 puzzle games, but if the N64 Classic only can do 1, I'm not saying it's not supportive, but whatever. If we can only put 1 puzzle game, of course, I thought of Bust a Move 1990 or Bust a Move 99 or whatever it is, 94 or 94, 98. I thought about Bust a Move 2 or whatever it was, an arcade one. I thought of the new Tetris. I thought of all these like possibilities, but the only 2 that keeps popping up in mind, I would have to say, is Dr. Mario 64 and Pokemon Puzzle League. Now, those are like literally the only 2 I can remember playing, and even everybody else was playing. I know more people most likely will say Pokemon Puzzle League. I get that, because I don't know many people that actually play Dr. Mario 64. But I play both, not equally. Yes, I play Puzzle League more than Dr. Mario 64, but, you know, they're both puzzle games. Like I said, if not, to me, if it was me, I would for sure put Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64 Classic and not Dr. Mario. But I feel like Dr. Mario has more of a chance to play Puzzle League. I could be wrong. I don't know. So that's why I'm kind of cheating with these 2 entries, because I feel like they kind of both match, including Pokemon Puzzle League. I feel like it has a disadvantage because of its voices, you know, licensing issues, and who knows, maybe that could be a problem. I don't know. I really don't know. Dr. Mario 64, no way, it's no problem. It's just Nintendo. They can throw it in there if they want to, any moment, anytime they want. It can be like, oh, hey, we just put this number like 7 in the N64 Classic. I don't know, you know. So yeah, number 19's teens, like I said, 2 of them. All right, number 18. So this one is a Japanese exclusive, but was on the Virtual Console. It is Sin and Punishment. So I've actually played Sin and Punishment on the Nintendo 64. Not like actual on the 64. I played it on the Virtual Console through the Wii when I first got it. It was like ages ago. Sorry, I'm burping for some reason. And I really liked it. It was actually very hard, but I'm pretty sure you can put some like cheat codes and stuff. I think the SNES Classic could do that, but still. I thought it was interesting. If we're going to throw in a Japanese game that we never got here in North America, or possibly even for Europe too, I would say Sin and Punishment. It's basically Nintendo again, guys. I think it's Treasure, but whatever. No, maybe it's Treasure? Or Play Alpha? I don't remember who makes Sin and Punishment, but I know it's Nintendo license. I know it's they can own it or whatever they do with it. So yeah, I know Sin and Punishment should be on N64 Classic just because it can give us a new game for North Americans that haven't really played it even on the Virtual Console, because a lot of people hasn't. I get that. So I think, yeah, Sin and Punishment should be on N64 Classic. So the next game, like I said, this is the one I wish it would have been Bomberman Hero. If it was Bomberman Hero, I would put it higher on the list, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be the one instead. It's Hudson, which is now owned by Konami. Bomberman 64. Yes, Bomberman 64 is number 17. I played some of Bomberman 64. But I feel like I said, this is probably going to be the titles can be in the game or in the game, in the console itself, most likely than Hero, and including it's not gonna happen. I already know this for a fact. Bomberman 64 Second Attack, the $150 game, whatever it is now, is not gonna be on this thing. I know it's not gonna be on this thing because no one's played Bomberman 64 Second Attack. It was a late release on the N64 lifespan. It was a very late release. It was like, I think, the last year. Same with Dr. Mario 64 and Pokemon like Stadium 2, for example. But still, Bomberman 64, I think it's going to be on there most likely in Hero or 64 Second Attack. I think it's going to be the best one. Yes, you can say it's a puzzle game, which is a 3D puzzle game, which it probably is. But I really haven't played it as much. But I do think it's going to be a better chance to be on here than the Bomberman games I said before. So number 16 is Mario Tennis. Yeah, tennis. So it was either golf or tennis. It's like, oh well, there's only one choice, you know. Like, okay, I know I'm not hating. I don't want to hate on people that actually like golf more than tennis, but come on, realistically, not saying that you guys suck or anything. In a perspective, you gotta think for the consumer wise, who likes golf more than tennis? Now, maybe people, it might be somebody, it might be you, but in the majority of the whole nation, the whole world, what do you think they can prefer more? Mario Tennis. So Mario Tennis, I have actually played this a few times on my actual N64. So, by the way, I own all these games. I just want to put that out for effect right now. I own all these games except for Sin and Punishment, the cartridge. I do own it on Virtual Console though. So, just want to point that out. I own all these games. So, yeah. Anyway, so Mario Tennis, it's just a tennis game of Mario, and it's just basically fun. Yeah, of course. Hopefully, it supports the 4-player thing, like I said with GoldenEye 007. But who knows? I don't know. I want this thing to have 4-player support, which it should, hopefully. Hopefully, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But yeah, Mario Tennis, I just believe it's just going to be a good one. And plus, I think this is the one that they finally introduced Waluigi into the series, so why the hell not? You know? I don't think it's not going to be on there. But I could be wrong. I don't know. So, number 15 is Yoshi's Story. Yoshi's Story is a very simple game. Very simple. I've actually never beaten the game, by the way. You're probably saying, what? It's easy. Yeah, I know, it's easy. I know. I just never got to really playing it, like all the way through. Like, oh, I really want to beat the game, you know? Nothing like that. I just wanted to play it from here and there. Especially during the whole Yoshi's Story NES hype back in the day, like, I don't know, like 2013, 2012, whatever year it was. But still, I liked the game. Yeah, it's good. I think and it's the only Yoshi game, so I'm going to assume it's going to be on this N64 Classic, regardlessly, because, well, Yoshi's Island was on the SNES, and I don't have a SNES Classic, so I think Yoshi's Cookie, or Yoshi, or something, I don't know, might have been on the NES Classic. I don't know. I don't own one. I wish I owned one, but Super Nintendo and 64, that's my era. That's my era right there. So, yes, it's beautiful graphics. You get like, fruit and you beat it and there's Poochie. So I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, I don't have much to say, but I really do think it's gonna be on this for Classic. Number 14. This one, I think is a yes. I think it's gonna be on there too. But because of the whole rare issue, I don't know. It could not be. It's not. It's Nintendo. It's Rare's thing. It is Donkey Kong 64. So, we'll get back to Rare stuff, by the way. Donkey Kong 64. Not so many people have played it. I've played it, but not like beating it. For some reason, I don't know. Donkey Kong 64 didn't feel like it was a big game for me back in the day. I know it was for a lot of people because I remember me being like in school. And people were talking about it, especially like a place with like a card or something. I don't know, but that's just me. So I do think it's gonna be on it because it's Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Country was on the last one. I'm pretty sure Donkey Kong, the first game or something, was on the NES Classic. So I'm pretty sure this thing's gonna be on there too. You know, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. If only they made a freaking Metroid game on the 64. But still, I hit the mic, my bad. But still, I think it should be on the N64 Classic as well. Hey, makes sense. And I wonder if they're gonna put the expansion pack on the N64. Like, can you see the expansion pack? And plus, really quick, what color is the N64 gonna be? Are they gonna release it in certain colors? Because I feel like the main color for the N64 Classic should be black or gray. I feel like it's black, but I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Maybe they just kind of like colored all of it. I don't know. Maybe it just depends on you. I don't know. So I think it should be black. But still, next one, number 13, is F-Zero X. Now, of course, there should be a racing game on this thing. And it's the best racing game on the 64. Well, not the best, I know, but like kind of fast and stuff, I would say. Yeah, it's F-Zero X. This game is hard. Not as hard as the GameCube game, GX, but it's still hard. I've actually tried playing and beating this game. I can't do it. I mean, well, back in the day, I don't know, maybe I could do it now, who knows. But it was pretty good for what I was playing, and I remember just like the whole references, and later on I learned more of them in, well, YouTube and Did You Know Gaming Things, by the way, Shane. And, you know, it's just, it's fun. It's fun, of course. And come on, it's a Nintendo exclusive. It's Nintendo, like they're the ones that licensed this one for sure, you know. So it's gonna be on there. I think F-Zero, yeah, F-Zero was on the SNES Classic, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on there too. Come on. Number 12 is, well, Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards. Now, this is one of my favorite games of all time. One of my favorite games of all time. I hate saying that because I say that a lot. I say that a lot in certain games, but I don't want to say all of them because, well, I want to make a top 100 games of all time for me. One day that'll be a thing. But Kirby 64 The Crystal Shards, guys, the biggest thing I remember about this game for me, probably everybody else, because I've seen so many reviews of this game as well, is that the whole combining of the power-ups to make a new power-up. Like, come on, you get like what was it, sword or something, like, you know, like spear or something, and you get fire, and you get the fire sword, or a snowman with an electric ball or explosions. I forget what makes it, but it's amazing. You got a lightsaber. There's so many possibilities. And then if you combine the same power-ups together, you get a stronger version of, like, maybe Kirby as a freaking bulldozer or something, you know? This game is amazing. I really do like it. It's not hard. It's just normal, I guess you could say. But if you're trying to 100% it, you might take a little bit of time trying to figure out what to do. But it's still good. I mean, it's a classic. N64 classic. Hate saying that, but hey, it worked out, you know? Alright, so number 11 is going to be the last one on the top 20 list here. Now, this game could be a little higher. Could be. But I feel like the top 10, 9, and the rest, I feel like do point to what the 64 is. And this is one of them. But, you know, you can only put what games you think could be the best in there. And I feel like this was a very close one. So, number 11, by the way, it's a rare game. And I'm not sure if Rare's going to put any of their games in this thing, but we'll find out and see. It is Donkey Kong 64. Diddy Kong Racing! Diddy Kong Racing, of course. I feel like it should be on this thing. It makes sense. Diddy Kong Racing was one of the most best racing games on Nintendo 64. Next to another racing game will be on this list. And of course, you know, F-Zero X, there was Beetle Bug Adventure, there was Mickey Speedway USA. I did consider that putting on this list, but again, you know, just a ton of others. I can't think of all of them, but like Revolt, I would say that one, you know. But come on, like, Diddy Kong Racing was one of the top tier of racing games on its 64. Next to the other game, it's not on here yet because it'll be later on in the list. So, Diddy Kong Racing. I played this a lot. I've never beat it. I'm still trying. I tried like almost a year ago, and I got frustrated with the silver coins. I can't do it. It's a really hard racing game, by the way. Really hard racing, adventure-like game. Which really isn't that many. Even to this day, there's still not that many. Other than, like, the Need for Speed kind of franchises did the whole entire thing. And they're like, well, you kind of got used to that. Same with Burnout. But still, you know, I feel like this is where it's kind of started it all. It's especially racing in water, air, and land. I'm like, what the hell? Not all at the same time, you know, in separate races. Not like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed, which, hey, favorite game of all time, not really, but one of. But Diddy Kong Racing, it's just a classic. Come on, you get Banjo-Kazooie, or Banjo most likely, well, is, in the game. There's also Conker, which these two characters weren't even established yet. I think maybe Conker wasn't, but I don't know about Banjo. Wasn't even established yet. in the game, and all these other characters, like maybe they were supposed to be somebody or something in other games, but never really, got anywhere. But you could see, especially where this is coming from, especially if you don't know, the ending of the game, they're supposed to be a Donkey Kong Racing, but that never happened. They were supposed to be going for the GameCube or something, but it never happened. Yeah, pretty big game, but it's so perfect. So, anyways, that's it for now. If I'm editing this together, you're going to see top 10 right now. And if not, thank you for watching, everybody. Please let me know your opinion in the comments section below. If you think these games should have been higher on the list, or there should have been a game that should be on this list so far that I haven't mentioned, like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Bomberman 64, Second Attack, Hero, Revolt, Mickey Mouse Speedway USA, a bunch of others. I don't know, I can't see all of them, but you can see the rest in part 2, which is the top 10 games I think should be on the N64 Classic, of course. So, once again, everybody, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, look below, and see you all for the next one, right? Bye-bye.
Chaos Control!